this is Charlie from Charlie's Awesome World of Adventures, and today I'm going to give you my review on the Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. Longing for some distance from their sister Ellie, questioning if Ellie thinks it's time for them to move out and make their mark in the world to prove to her that they can be independent. However, the boys fall down a hole that leads to the Lost World. And being content with their one-eyed weasel friend, Buck Wild. However, they picked the wrong time for a vacation, and as Buck's old nemesis Orson is coming back to the Lost World for revenge. So while I wouldn't say I really love the Ice Age franchise, I will admit that I think it is one of the more underrated animated film franchises. Sure, each one gets weaker with each new release, but they aren't really that bad as people say. The first one is easily the best one, as well as a really good movie on its own, offering a very strong story, some really nice animation, and a lot of heart that really goes deep into the character. The second one is possibly one of the most underrated animated sequels. You do have a bit of weakness with the writing, but it still is a fun adventure and is really exciting. So the third one I can't really say since I've only seen bits and pieces about it. So, but I have heard that it is the best sequel. The fourth one is where things do start to weaken down a little. So, but I wouldn't say it's bad, because I still think it's a pretty good film. And while the fifth one is easily the weakest movie of the franchise, I do think of it as a decent movie on its own. However, the fifth didn't remain the weakest of the franchise for long. Because after watching this one, this one is easily the worst entry into the Ice Age franchise. So let's start with the characters. So, as one thing that I was hoping for Disney to do is add more depth to the characters. That is something they didn't do. They still have the same personalities, and there's nothing different about them. The one thing that is different about them, and a big surprise, is that most of the actors didn't return. And for this one, it is unknown why they didn't come back. Although judging the script, I don't blame them. The most that does return is Simon Pegg as Buck. As for the rest, it can be hit or miss. There are some, like the new voices for Sid, Diego, and Maddie that do really well of capturing in the characters, but then there are others like Crash, Ash, and Eddie that can be a bit annoying. Speaking of which, Crash and Eddie have easily been the worst parts of the sequels, of course, and it really shows here. When you have them as the main characters, as of the film, and where they want to prove that they can be independent and that adds more to just their silliness. However, but that silliness can get annoying really fast and quite quickly. As for Buck Wild himself, I will admit that he doesn't really offer anything new to the character that we already know about. He's still the adventure-loving weasel we met back in Dawn of the Dinosaurs. And the film doesn't really do anything new with the personality. As for the rest of the returning characters, they don't really offer much. I said Diego, Annie, and Ellie are just us looking for the boys in their little subplot, which really offers very little to the film. As for the new characters, there's C, or whatever her name is. No, seriously, Disney actually put that in brackets in the credits. That's or whatever her name is. Who used to be Bug's old partner. No, but they've split up because the two who never ever saw eyes to eye. Was Buck was eyes to eye. And then there's Orson, the villain of the feature, who's the only dinosaur that can talk, and wants to rule the lost world and get revenge. And John Buck and the other animals. In short, he's just a typical villain for a movie like this. Let's get to the story. While this isn't a good movie by any means, I want to make that one surprising element to it. Is that I was really surprised at how the film does have a really strong opening. Seriously, the first 15 minutes are great. Often a good backstory for Ellie of how she met up with the past with her brothers, and does show some build up of why Crash and Ellie want to move out. But as soon as the boys enter the Lost World, that's when the film takes a turn for the worse. Well, now it's become the typical story of getting the leads home as well. Others try and take a cat out of the big threat that's threatening the Lost World. In short, this type of story is easily predictable as soon as you enter the Lost World. There's barely anything new about this, and whatever materials they do try to offer is just really weak. Not only that, but the film barely does anything in with the cast in it. Well, they don't really have the strongest personalities, and it can be quite hard to root for these guys. I seriously good luck for the root for them. It takes me a long time to get with these guys. Not only that, but the film really does want to drag on. Making some moments longer than they see. And you want to know the worst part? The one thing that could have made this story is that if they could have added Scrat. Say what you will about the other sequels, Scrat was easily one of the best elements. And in the movie, where he chases his acorn and tries to get it through every situation. When he's not around, and like not even in the movie at all, it's really hard to get invested with the adventure because there's no fun little squirrel that can make some good jokes. Even with some of his weaker appearances, Scrat knows how to bring the fun. When he's not even in the film, it really brings it all downhill. And then there's the movie's animation. As you all know, last year, Blue Sky Studios was shut down. So this film isn't really animated by them. But instead, Disney, they took their hand on the franchise. And I'd say that the animation itself is not all that bad. In fact, it is pretty decent. One thing that has definitely improved over the first 5 films is the background. And where there's a lot of attention to detail and showing the island and the Lost World and new places that we didn't see in Dawn of the Dinosaurs. Not only that, but they really do take advantage of the character designs and playing with different types of animals like mammoths, sloths, saber-toothed tigers, possums, weasels, and even dinosaurs. And actually makes them look really nice. I enjoy to also look at. Not only that, but they do keep the movements of these characters really strong. Especially putting all the different elements of the animals together, knowing what really makes them. And all elements of the animation does come together in a pretty fun and exciting climax, but it's hard to enjoy it after a pretty boring experience like this. However, while this animation is good, it's clear that Blue Sky wasn't involved with any of this. Usually, Blue Sky likes to put a lot of detail in the Ice Age films. Here, while you can notice a few details, most of the detail is hard to notice, especially with the new elements the film does try to introduce with the animation. Not only that, but all the designs look fine. There are some textures on the characters that can really look off-putting. Like, it is quite hard to look at some of these eyes at times. While I can't see where they do put wide amounts of details and textures, as in other things like some update with the snow in the Ice Age. It's all more patterns on the dinos. They don't really do much with the materials to make them stand up. It's not necessarily bad animation. In fact, I will say it's decently done, but it's obvious that Blue Sky wasn't involved. So overall, before watching this, I thought that even if it's an Ice Age sequel, maybe it'll only be a little weaker. But not only is it a little weaker, the Ice Age Adventures of Buckworld is easily the worst entry of the Ice Age franchise. Nice. While it does try its best with some pretty decent animation, it does not do enough of every other element, resulting in a weak and predictable story that not even the opening can save. If characters as that are easily forgettable and one-dimensional, and none of the actors return, while some do an alright job, the others really can be hard to get into. I guess fans of the first 5 films will get something out of this, but if you really don't want any more Ice Age, then I recommend not to watch this film. We should just leave the franchise be, Disney, and even though you've got more planned for Disney Plus, after seeing this, I'm not really looking forward to them. Even with any movie or any sequel of a bad film, I always try to look for the positives to see if they can improve themselves. Here, it is really hard to look for them, and that's what earns this movie a 4 out of 10. And it does have a few pros, but it's not really as wild as Buck himself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!